Where I come from, we call them brookies, as in native brookies. I'm talking about the brook trout, a game fish as American as the Cherokee Indian and as pretty as a summer sunset. On their sides, they have tiny neon blue halos with red sparks in the center. Their bellies are the color of September peaches. Their backs as black as Pennsylvania coal. I'm a fly fisherman, a dry fly man, and I was born in the Northeast, and I was weaned on 6, 7, and 8-inch native brookies. As a kid, I stalked them all summer long in the tiniest brooks with the tiniest flies. And when I got big, I went after the big ones up in Maine. Once I caught a 15-incher up there, had him mounted because back then I thought he was the trophy of a lifetime. That's the way it was. Today, the big brookies, they're all but gone, even in Maine. But there is still one place where you can truly say, the way it was is how it is. This is a special place where giant brookies swim. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 pounders. A place where the brook trout average over 5 pounds. I'm talking about Labrador, the last place on earth where the brook trout are measured in pounds, not inches. And by the way, in between the trout, it is a place where you can catch landlocked Arctic char up to 10 pounds and great Northern Pike, some as big as adolescent alligators, all on flies. That's Labrador, and it's way up north on the Atlantic coast of Canada, north of Nova Scotia, north of the big island of Newfoundland. Up here in Canada, in this still pristine wilderness, Jack Cooper has built the mother of all Canadian fishing lodges, Minipee Lake Lodge. That's where we're going, to Cooper's Big Lodge.
Off there, ready?
We'll fly across the Churchill River and deep into the famed Minipee watershed, a vast, meandering system of shallow, glacial lakes with rapid rivers flowing in and out of them. Some say the world record brookie will be caught in Minipee waters.
Other ones that have been well over the 10 pound and pretty close to that 14 pound over the past 50 years have probably been caught here.
Minipee Lake, the largest in the system, is 35 miles long and, except for Cooper's Lodge, totally uninhabited, and for most of its wide expanse, no deeper than 6, 7, or 8 feet. Perfect dry fly water. Because of the lake's size, Cooper's guides use crestliners equipped with two-way radios and 25 horsepower engines to ferry anglers up and down the lake in search of surface-feeding trout. Inside these boats are flat bottoms to give the anglers a stable casting platform. Minipee Lake is really a vast, sprawling river with 42 named fishing locations, outlets, inlets, bars and narrows, brooks, riffles, and rapids.
And you'll get 6, 7, and 8 pound brookies going up through there to spawn.
All coded as waypoints on the guide's handheld GPS. During the morning and early afternoon, we fish for trout, pike, and char, while the guides keep their eyes peeled for hatches and rises. If the hatches and rises are sparse, or the weather bad, the guides will rig you up to troll for great Northern Pike and Arctic char.
We have a steel leader. There's a swivel on there. After the steel leader, we put a modified bomber. After the bomber, we put about 24 inches of tippet material. Then we put another steel leader with the swivel, and on the bottom of that we put a muddler minnow.
The fish are big in Labrador, and so are the flies. Bombers, shaggy black wolves, drakes, and deer hair mice.
There's gray wolves, there's muddlers, there's black wolves, there's all different sizes. Whatever they told me to put in there is in there. I'm going by their...
We don't stop very long for lunch.
He came out of the corner and took the puck, and I can't remember who he was playing. He just worked his way around the.
This is the life right here, Quigs.
Unless, of course, an angler wants to go into shore to sip a beer or downriver to savor a sautéed trout.
Doesn't get any better than this.
And downriver, in a place called the Gorge, you'll find more action where the brookies hide under thick blankets of foam. No, this is not pollution, but millions of bugs and bubbles churned up and pushed into shore from the falls and rapids above.
Oh, did you see that?
Did he do it?
Oh, he jumped right into the water.
Did I?
Oh my God, that was perfect. Teeth on him. Okay. Caught him on a little gray wolf in that foam back there.
How'd you do, David?
I got a 7-pound char.
At 5 or 6 in the evening, we returned to the big lodge for a big dinner. Dinner prepared by not a mere camp cook, but a real credentialed chef.
It was so pretty, you didn't want to take anything to eat.
Stefan is a wonderful cook. Got me upstairs.
After dinner, when the water is calm, we return to the lake to enjoy what is truly unique about the Minipi experience: stalking giant, surface-feeding brookies. The guide's job is to spot the rising fish and to put you into position to cast ahead of the fish to where he's expected to rise again. You'll see the big trout and char cruising just below the surface, rising slowly every 4 or 5 feet to take a bug. Sometimes you can chase a single feeding fish for an hour or more before you're in position to make the perfect cast. And when you make that cast to just the right spot, the big trout or big char will porpoise up, nose, dorsal fin, and tail clearly visible, to take your fly with a remarkably slow, bestial nonchalance. I know you want to see that again. Fish on.
Char. Taking the line, isn't he? There we go. See that bend in that rod? Nice job. Nice job. Nice job, Eddie. It is a char too, buddy.
Before you can fish the rise, you have to find the hatches. That bird has found one for us. He's feeding on a green drake hatch. And here's a drake, struggling to free himself from the nymphal shuck. Then he pauses to dry his wings and becomes fair game for cruising fish. And the cruising fish becomes fair game for hatch-matching fly fishermen.
Natural is to the right, and the artificial fly is to the left there.
Find a heavy hatch and the fishing can be spectacular. And there's proof of that in the Minipi record book, a record of all brook trout caught. Well, not all, because only trout over 3 pounds qualify for the record book. That's right. The guides carefully list all brookies caught over 3 pounds by size, sex, location, fly, and angler. It's a record that goes back more than 20 years. There is simply no other place on earth where you can stalk, cast to, and catch free-rising, trophy-sized brookies on a dry fly, and at the same time enjoy the warmth and comfort of the most famous of Atlantic Canada's fishing lodges. Cooper's is catch and release, with an exception, the shore lunch. And if you wish, you may take home a trophy trout, one that makes that 15-incher I caught up in Maine look like a guppy. Yes, you can take home a real trophy-sized brook trout to remind you for a lifetime of the angling adventure of a lifetime. Only Coopers, only Labrador.